Hi everyone, my name's Dolly. I'm a UEA Award Ambassador and I'm a third year English Literature with Creative Writing student. I've done my bronze, silver and gold awards and I'm here today to show you how to do an academic activity form, as you can see on my screen. So I've done 3 of these before for my bronze, silver and gold, and I'm just here to show you how easy they are to go through, and it shouldn't take more than 10 minutes, but I'm going to speed run this one just to show you. So this is what it looks like, as you can see on my screen. It starts with, is your academic activity summative? So summative is when it counts towards your grades and formative is when it doesn't count towards your grades. So I'm going to be doing my dissertation for this one as an example. So that is a summative. So I'm going to click summative. And then there's a drop-down list under academic activities, and it has lots of different ones. So written assignment, presentation, project, practical work, assessment of practice, clinical examination, or other. So I'm going to go for written assignment. And then it asks you for the type of written assignment. So I've got dissertation here, but there are lots of different ones underneath here, or you can click other there. So dissertation. Date that the activity was completed. So often this is the date that you're handing it in, or maybe if you've completed it a few days early. So I'm just going to pop in today's date, which is the 21st of December. Next, you move on to your module code. So this is something that you can find on eVision. However, I have just popped it into my sticky notes. I've made some notes for this, so I don't have to type everything out. So I'm just going to hide that again and copy and paste it into that. That's what your module code looks like, but it will be look different for everyone, dependent on your subject. Next, I'm going to move on to number of hours. So as I can only submit a maximum of 10 hours, I'm going to put 10 in this box. So there's 10. However, I've definitely spent more than 10 hours on my dissertation in total. I don't know how long, however, I'm going to say 60. So I'm going to put 60 in there. If you want more guidance on how you can work this out, then you can ask Natalie or Tom. You can contact them and just say, how am I going to work this out? Often it's based on like meeting times or how much independent study you've done. So I'm just going to put 60 in there for now because that's my best guesstimate. And then you'll see that it automatically fills in hours available for the wildcard section. So that's the difference between your total hours and your maximum hours, which forms submissions below to the wildcard category. So that counts in the silver and gold award levels. So that just means that those hours don't go to waste, they are still on your award. Right, I'm going to go down a little bit. Here is the reflection part. So this is one of the most important parts of your submission. So here it says about CARL. So if you haven't heard of CARL before, it's context, action, results, and learning. And you have to follow this in your reflection. And it's a really great way of doing things because it shows what you learnt from an activity rather than just saying, oh, I did this. So I've already written up a few notes on this. I'm going to go context first, and I'm going to copy and paste that in. So my context for this was, in my final year of studying English literature with creative writing at UEA, I completed a literature dissertation of 8,000 words. My area of study was the use of classical mythology in media representations of modern leaders. My research centered around how the media used the potent symbol of Medusa to portray Western leaders such as Hillary Clinton in the 2016 US election and Theresa May in her capacity as Prime Minister from 2016 to 2019. You don't have to do this much. As it says at the top, it says your reflection should be 100 to 300 words. So you don't have to do this much. I've just chosen to do a little bit more. Then you're going to move on to action. So this is this bit. I'm going to copy and paste that in. There we go. So my action was I met with my dissertation supervisor for a total of 4 hours across the autumn semester. During these meetings, we discussed feedback on chapters of my dissertation and further material I could be drawing upon. After each meeting, I typed up a meeting report which highlighted my action points for next time. I also worked independently while delving into research and writing my chapter drafts. So that was my action part. Next, you're moving on to results. So what happened as a result of your actions? So here it is. I'm just going to copy and paste this in as well. Into here. Wonderful. So, what happened as a result of my action? By completing these meeting reports, I was able to reflect on my points of strength while receiving constructive criticism on other parts of my dissertation. In working independently, I managed my time effectively and handed in a piece which was completed to the best of my ability. Wonderful. Next, you're moving on to learning, which I always think is one of the most important parts because you're going to show to employers or whoever ends up reading this what you've learned from undertaking this activity. So, what have I learned? Completing my dissertation has taught me how to project manage larger pieces of work, setting my own goals across the semester rather than adhering to deadlines imposed by seminar leaders. I've also learnt to reflect upon feedback, learning that while I must learn from the criticism, I must also enjoy the positive aspects of my work. And that's it. Obviously, I've done a slightly longer one to show you what you can do, but that's all you have to do for that one. And that's a really, really good piece of writing to have there to refer back to. So next we're going to be moving on to attributes. So attribute selection, you select up to 5 attributes to record, but you have to do 2. So I am going to go, there are quite a few here. I am going to go on to problem solving. That was definitely one that I picked up. Probably communication. What else? And probably a little bit of digital literacy in IT, and I'll move on to why this is. So this opens a drop-down menu as well. So you go into the drop-down menu and then you click which ones you think. So effective speaking and presentations, that's probably not one for this because I didn't have to do a presentation. However, writing coherently, persuasively, I definitely had to do that. Seeking clarification when unclear, I had to do that as well. And I think that's that on that one. Then problem solving is a big one for my dissertation. Identifying problems and their causes, for sure. Analysing facts and circumstances, yes. Breaking down an issue into component parts, 100%. Considering new angles, yes. Overcoming setbacks, and creativity in generating solutions. So I think I did all of those different things. And then digital literacy and IT attribute detail. So within this, I also had to do a lot of research and I had to make sure that I had everything all in one place. So this comes into digital literacy in that I made an Excel spreadsheet of everything. So I'm going to click using a range of digital technologies and using office software and system. Oh no, probably not. Probably using spreadsheets and other databases. There we go. And then we're moving on to the final thing, which is the CV statement. So it's a condensed version of your reflection. I'm just going to go back up to the top here. My reflection is this one, so that's slightly longer. But I'm going to go down and do my CV. I say to everyone in every talk I do for the UEA Award that I just copied and pasted my CV statements and that made my CV, and it was really, really easy to do. It felt a little bit like cheating because I already had all of it there. So what you're going to do, I've just written it here, and it's a condensed version, as it says there, of my longer reflection. So you will see that I've used the Carl framework in this to show what I did. So in my final year of studies, I completed a dissertation on the use of classical mythology in media representations of modern leaders. I worked both independently, setting my own deadlines across the semester, and with my dissertation supervisor in responding to the suggested research materials. My dissertation was a useful exercise in independent learning, and I learnt to respond to constructive criticism while acknowledging positive aspects of feedback. And then that's it. So at the bottom it says, if you need any support completing this form, then please email award@uea.ac.uk. I'd recommend doing that if you have any trouble at all, because Natalie and Tom are really helpful. But apart from that, you just click submit, and forgive my slow internet, but that's it.